kama angekuwa na NHIF ni hiyo 6,000 na atoke. Yeah? Sasa mtoto alifanya nini? Alianguka. Alipata accident. Na sasa yuko sawa. Ako sawa kutoka hospitali. Let's see. Haisi kuwa kwa NHIF ya baba ya bwana. So, this patient, are you ready to discharge the patient? How is she going? What is this? This is to... Is this an implant?
It's not, but an external one. The internal ones, like for our
So now, how long umekaa kwa miezi ngapi? Tarehe January. Okay. All right. Night. Bring one Ribena bottle here and some of the fruits here. Yeah. You can bring half. Now. Okay, this is an external. Okay. Ashakuwa discharged. Na ataweza kutembea aje? Is she going to be able to walk? Crutches. So wamemweka plate hapa pia. Hii ni kushonwa. Lakini ndani wameweka plate. Ndani kuna plate. Na hiyo plate ilipatikana aje? Daktari amekwenda. So some of the plates internally you do at the hospital.
Mulinunua hiyo plate.
Mulinunua? Ilikuwa kwa ngapi? Mulinunua hata hii? Hii mulinunua? Sielewi? 50K. Wow. Sasa, let me ask you, when she gets discharged, will she live with this on her leg?
Yeah, it has to be there for some time.
How much time?
Maybe 2 to 3 months.
And then they remove it. Now she's bought this for 50K. Can this be used for another patient?
Yeah, it can't.
Huh?
I think
I have to actually come and sit with. I can understand the one in her shoulder doesn't have to be used, but this one, I'm wondering if it's recyclable. That means if you can use it for another patient, shouldn't the hospital just have stock of them instead of the patients buying? On Monday. I'm coming to see your orthopedic surgeon. See, he's here tomorrow. Tomorrow is doing the surgery. Akimpatia namba yangu. I want to speak to him. I want to get educated. To understand, because sasa wewe wacha tutaangalia hapa hospitali. There must be a social services department. Kuna department ya social services, right? Lazima muende mkubaliane na wao, na hiyo ndio sasa shida. NHIF card amewekwa kwa ya bwanake, amewekwa juzi alipopata ajali, au aliwekwa saili alikuwa alikata, aliwekwa akiwa hapa. Sasa hiyo ndio shida. Wajua, kuwa covered na NHIF lazima uwe member for at least 3 months. Sasa huyo bwana makosa hakuweka bibi. Okay? Na hata labda saa zingine hata si bibi, mnatafuta tu mtu kusema ambao hana bibi, njoo mweke huyu ndani ili umsaidie. Wajua Wakenya wako na njia nyingi. Wako na watoto wawili, so huyo ni bwanake. Lakini bwana alifanya makosa. Kama alikuwa na kadi, angefaa yake bibi yake. Sasa kwa sababu hakuweka bibi, hapo ndio alikosea. kwa sababu the fee is not so much. Tutaenda tuangalie kama hiyo kadi ilikuwa night, find out about this card. Right? When has this guy been a member? Was he up to date with the payment? All right? Or is he paying monthly? All right? So what we can do is maybe offer to pay for 1 year, right? Make sure the wife, and then we see whether we can talk to NHIF to cover, because she's the wife with wako na certificate ya marriage. Hii ni kamwiste. Oni hii ya traditional. Bado mko pamoja? Lakini anafanya kazi ya watchman. Wacha tutaangalia kadi yake, night atashughulika nayo. Jumatatu nitakuja tuangalie vile tunaweza kukusaidia. Kama umekuwa discharge, hata nataka kujua habari ya hii kitu. Hii kitu ukishamaliza na umenunua 50k, itafanywa nini? Hospitali inaweza kuichukua itumie kwa mtu mwingine alafu upewe credit note. Tumeelewana? Hiyo ndio shida. Wajua saa zingine ni kuelewana vile tunaweza kununua hizi vitu tuziweke, patient akiwa nayo anarudi, mwingine anasaidika nayo. Kwa sababu 50,000 kama mmetoa kununua hii. Sawa, mimi yangu nimenunua 30 na nina complain. Nimemnunulia Pauline yake ya 30. Mami, pole. Sawa. Wacha tutaangalia vile tunaweza kukusaidia. Nikizungumza na hospitali, najua Mama Lucy nilitoa patients huko. Nililipa nusu wakatoka. Nitaangalia kama naweza kufanya deal na hao. Lakini wajua ukienda ujue vile unaenda kuangaliwa nyumbani, ili usiende alafu ujiumize zaidi. Mpaka upone. Lakini nitazungumza na daktari, nataka kujua hii technology itakuwa aje na itaenda aje. Kwanza labda hata nikitoka kanisani nitamtafuta kesho. Na pia anakuja kufanya operation kesho. Sawa? Pole mami. Yes. How are you? I'm okay. I'm Judy.
Today I'm a medic. I collapsed when I was in Kibera at the Belgium clinic that is Sri Lanka. I was attending to a patient and then I collapsed. So I came here on Friday. That was on 4th. You see,
now if you're working in a clinic and you collapse, why didn't they treat you? Why did they send you?
It is just a dispenser.
Okay.
So it was a referral system. When on coming here, it was in the casualty issue. Fanya hivi, pima hii, fanya kitambo nikuja kuwa admitted, it was on a Monday. Remember, this is a Friday. The whole of weekend niko casualty nikishughulikiwa.
That's wrong.
And then we
need to improve our service. Somebody cannot be in casualty for 2 days.
The in-charge came here and it was like a hell of time, because ati wewe 24 hours ilipita kama hujaingia kwa system. I have an NHIF card. You can imagine my children waiting for me in the evening to go home, only in vain. Mommy is not coming up to now. They have retained me here because of their fault. So it's not my fault, Your Honor. Why have I made a mistake?
Night. NHIF, wende ofisi ya NHIF asubuhi Monday. Saa 2 uwe hapa. Saa 2. Kesi yake, kesi ya huyu na hao wawili. Nataka by the time mimi nifike hapa saa 5 umetatua hizo zote. Tukitoka hapa kama tujapata solution, tunaenda ofisi ya NHIF kuona CEO. Sorry about that, my dear.
Offended me.
But now you're okay.
I'm very fine. In fact, the day when I walked
so
up,
what is the problem? Why are they detaining?
I'm not in the system. NHIF
you're not in the hospital.
In the hospital.
In the hospital of Mbagathi.
That I was to appear in the system within 24 hours time, and yet within those 24 hours time I was still in the oxygen at the casualty. So what can I say about that? If it
now, my dear, you know I'm giving Knight, who's an external person, to sort this. You are here every day, and your position is what?
On NHIF?
No. What's your position in the hospital?
Oh, my position?
Yeah.
I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse. So when you go around and you see these patients and you hear their problems, do you have a system to solve these problems? Because you see now, as a woman rep, I'm going to come here and I'm going to solve 5 cases maybe. But then what happens to the other 100 cases that are here? Who's going to solve them? There has to be a system, a mechanism to make sure that you solve these problems. So I think NHIF is the problem right now. The hospital has provided the service, but even for her to understand why was she in casualty for 2 days is a problem. Yeah. So we need to figure out how. You know, for me, I'm not criticizing, because I understand that sometimes the system can collapse, right? The question is, how do we get all that back on track? How do we make life for patients much bearable? Because when you're sick, she collapsed here, her children are wondering. For you know, casualty cannot take 2 days, right? And then the system, I want to understand, Night, system ya huyu saile aliingia, kwa nini kama akona NHIF card ambayo is valid, kwa nini mpaka saa hii ameshatibiwa, ako tayari kwenda nyumbani, hajaingizwa kwa system? You know, I think we have this situation where you have a parent hospital, right? So maybe this is not your parent hospital, but you see, nobody, when you have an emergency, can be taken to their parent hospital or their parent county. You could be in Nairobi visiting, but your hospital is in Kajiado.
No, I'm here. I'm here in Nairobi.
But which is your hospital? Where did you register the card? Kenyatta. And Mbagathi
yes,
well?
Yes.
So you had put more than one hospital?
They were 3.
There were 3. So you're in a facility that your card should have recognized.
Yes,
and your card didn't recognize.
No.
So what I want you to do, if you've got your card, let Night take a photo of it and send it to me. I'm going to speak to somebody from NHIF to see if they can run a check for me over the weekend, right? I'm sorry that you more than likely have to stay here until Monday, but you're ready, you're discharged already.
I'm already discharged.
And what is your bill?
Around
35,000. Okay, so she cannot be let out until Monday.
My children are in the neighborhood, just so desperate. If it were you, another one has been sent back at home to pick on an item whereby she cannot. She came here to pick on the keys, but I cannot allow her to go back to school on her own.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Where's your card? I'm going to try and make a phone call and give her your number. If I can't solve it today, we'll try and see if we can solve it first thing on Monday morning. All right?
One of the officers, I think that the committee members, he was around at tonight, and he was like, "Who told you like that?" And I want to know that lady. On Monday it will be the first day, because even to him I expressed that statement to him. I told him, they chased me from the NHIF office. They told me, you are not yet in the register within 24 hours. And I was like, I was still oxygenated. How could I go? Unajua kwa hiyo ward tuko na makaratasi zimeandikwa NHIF. Mbona hukusoma? Was it really my duty to do that? Even I was not.
Okay, you know, we have people that are in offices that don't realize that they have to be compassionate. All right, we forgive him and hope that he will learn. Let's try and make sure that for you, you're discharged on Monday, and NHIF picks the tab. All right, and you're in the system. But if Knight sends me the photograph, I'll try and see, because I know somebody senior in NHIF. I'll send it to him and I'll ask him to check what the issue is. All right, and if Knight has your number, she will call you and tell you what the issue is. All right.
Even the sisters who brought me, my colleagues, they were like, tulimwauliza daktari atatumia NHIF, wakasema, you know, by the time they left it was 6:30 ya usiku. So here NHIF office haifanyi. Remember tomorrow.
No, I think in certain hospitals we have to have NHIF 24 hours. I think we have to make a recommendation to the Ministry of Health that NHIF cannot close at 6. They're dealing with patients 24 hours. They have to work 24 hours. Even if it's a skeleton staff, the system has to work. Hii NHIF tumeona shida zake, ndio maana serikali inajaribu kugeuza waeke system ambayo itakuwa sawa. Lakini mpaka turekebishe, pole kwa hiyo shida. Unaitwaje? Judith, itakuwa sawa. Si umepona? Hapo tunashukuru Mungu. Si ndio? Hata kama tumekosea pali hii na pali hii, kuna pahali tumekuwa sawa. Umekuja ukihitaji oxygen, sasa hivi unapumua peke yako.
Warekebisho, mimi sina shida.
Watarekebisha. Wajua hata sisi kama wazazi kuna pahali tunakosea, na tunajirekebisha tukiendelea.
Kesho nimewaambia walete watoto wanikae na wao hapa mpaka Monday, kwa sababu hakuna mahali wataenda. Huyo mama amepata kibarua mahali aende kufua mkonani, atabaki na
mwambie hiyo kibarua yake nitamlipia. Sawa.
Imetosha. Hiyo nimeenda.
Chukua namba ya Judith, tumtumie kibarua ya huyo mama, angalie watoto wake. Sawa. Robert, hapo nipatie pamoja.